What's goody up for debaters? You guys already know I got my two hosts here, Jay and Vib. How are you guys doing tonight?
I'm good. How you, Viv?
Doing great, doing great. Finally back home for Thanksgiving. Excited for Thanksgiving. It's tomorrow, and of course, excited for Thanksgiving football.
Of course. And the first game, I mean, we'll get into it in a minute once we kick this thing off because I gotta watch myself. I always forget to hit the intro. But anyway, the main thing that I wanted to just say was that first game, is it the Lions and Bears?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Hey, I got a football game
Reason
in
it.
the morning, so I'm going to miss that game, thankfully, because I don't want to see Jared Goff or Tim Boyle throw the ball for 2 hours. But other than that, we're going to have some good football.
That's facts. I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself, Jay. You just summed that up. You want to do the honors?
Yeah, hit the intro, baby. Let's go.
It's up for debate.
Still my favorite part of the whole intro is that last part.
It's up for debate.
So wait, I'll hit you guys with the first intro into our segment with that language for you. Ready? The QBs in tomorrow's game will suck. Was that good?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
good.
that-
That was good.
It's the Lions and Bears. Is it? Is that really the
Yep.
game?
Yeah,
That's-
Raiders, Cowboys after that, and then Saints, Bills at the end.
That's been the
Who the hell is
Thanksgiving
the
game.
Bears QB?
Dalton starting Thursday
Fields is
night.
out.
Yeah, Fields is done for the week.
Yeah.
What do you guys
no,
think's going to happen in that game? Who are your guys' predictions? I
I
mean,
think
Jay,
Andy Dalton's going to ball out. The Lions are going to lose. Everything is going to play out as normal, I think. I don't think no surprises in the morning. What do you think, Viv?
I think Detroit is going to pull off the upset, and Nagy is going to get fired.
you really think so? You think tomorrow, like on Thanksgiving, they fire him, or on Black Friday?
Oh, Thanksgiving. Nah, they're not going to wait a second longer. If they lose to Detroit, he's out.
Man's got to go home to his family on Thanksgiving. Dad, where's the turkey? We ain't having turkey. I got y'all McDonald's. What happened? Lost the job. Sorry. Like, literally, that's going to be Matt Nagy, bro. I mean, but Viv, that's a really good point. I mean, if the Bears lose again, I mean, isn't Khalil Mack out for the season now, too?
Yeah, unfortunately. Well, I'll say this, Viv, and the good thing, if that does happen, at least Nagy will be around for the holidays with his family, so that's a plus. You know, there's that. And the Bears might actually have a competent season, maybe with a better head coach. There's also that, possibly. So we'll see. But I don't think there's any way that they lose to the Lions. We've seen the Steelers with Mason Rudolph tie. I think that's as bad as it's going to get for any team playing against the Lions, in my opinion.
I like it. Viv, do you have anything you want to say before we wrap this up? I mean, Jay took the words out of my mouth.
Mine as well.
Perfect. Well, Viv, you can take this next topic first, and this is something that Jay actually prepared. Do you think that it's time for Baker Mayfield to kind of like face reality? I know how you feel about him, Viv, because we've talked about it before. You're kind of like me. Like, I don't think that he's a top 15 QB, in my opinion. I think that's a fair assessment. At least in my opinion, he's probably somewhere like 17 to 20, but he's just not great. Do you think that he needs to face reality? That was Jay's words.
Yeah, I definitely think that he needs to face reality. I mean, at this point, he's just built so many bad habits into his game that there's not much he can do. He's extremely skittish in the pocket when he faces pressure. He's completely ineffective. He runs into pressure oftentimes, tries to do too much, and his accuracy outside of medium area targets is an issue.
Yeah, I
like
agree
it.
with that. What do you think, Jay?
Well, how much time we got, dog? Because I got a lot to say about Baker Mayfield. All I'll say is, but what I'll start with is, first of all, he's not that great. Last week, I'll be quiet to myself. Me and Sargent were talking about it was crazy thing. Kyler Murray was his backup at OU. I was saying if I was on OU's team, that happened, I would have a bat to his knees so Kyler Murray could start. But anyway, that's besides the point. That's in the past. What I'll say now is, because we were watching the Sunday Night Football game with my friend on Sunday night. What I think is crazy is when you watch like Baker Mayfield play football in general, we've given him a pass, I think, for so long for some reason. And I don't understand now in 2021 why we're still giving him a pass to play mediocre football. That's not great. Maybe because he's on the Browns. We look at guys like Lamar Jackson, who's a great runner, and people have questions about his accuracy. Baker Mayfield throws the same or worse, but can't run. So why is Baker Mayfield still a thing in 2021? I think it's finally time for us to move on from the whole Baker Mayfield thing. The Browns need to draft a quarterback because I don't think Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson wants to go to Cleveland to play football. So probably not going to get a big free agent. I say just pick someone up, sign somebody, draft a free agent, do something. I don't like Baker Mayfield is reaching that territory where not Geno Smith territory though, because that's like you're the scum of the earth. You should never touch a football field again. But he's reaching backup quarterback territory for me, in my opinion, and I think that's where he should be in the next few years.
I'll say this, like when you texted me this topic, I was excited because I think nobody really wants to talk about it. I'm not gonna lie to you, Jay. I like Baker a lot. I love him actually. Huge Baker guy over here. When he was in college and at Kansas or playing Kansas at Oklahoma, and he went to shake the Oklahoma player's hand, and they just like faded him, and he goes to the sideline. First play, like throws a dime, like 75 yards on the run, like goes up to the sideline, grabs his like nuts, like goes like shake this. I just love Baker Mayfield. I love his energy. I don't like his cockiness, is what I'll say. I like when he's good and when he's playing like that. The problem is he's not good. He sucks. So I'm just really glad that you brought this up because I think it is important to kind of talk about it when these players don't do well because there are players that we harp on, like Geno Smith, like Carson Wentz gets it awful. Like if Carson Wentz has a game where he throws 2 interceptions nowadays, it's not like if Tom Brady has a game and he throws 2 interceptions nowadays, or even Jalen Hurts and he throws 2 interceptions nowadays. Everybody's just so quick to judge people and not quick to judge other people. I think we need more accountability in the judgment area. I don't know. It sounds like a dumb point, but it's true to me. Like, I just think that this guy, like, everybody hypes him up, including all of my friends on 302 Birds, and they're like, Baker's awesome, and he's really not.
Yeah, he's overhyped for sure. And to your point, though, I have friends around OU that live in Norman, and they said, like, Kyler was super nice, Buddy Hield was super nice, Trae Young and Baker Mayfield are kind of jerks. That's why I kind of don't necessarily root for them too much ever since I've known that. But I've always liked Baker Mayfield's personality on the field, like his TV character. But all I'll say is, yeah, if he was other quarterbacks, what boggles my mind, other quarterbacks have games like him, like you said, and they get trashed for it, and they're on the field for different reasons. And Baker Mayfield, he's on the field to throw the football, and he still can't really throw the football that well. So yeah, like Viv kind of hit it on the head. He kind of hit it. He kind of gave us a analysis and breakdown of why he sucks. Now we're just saying that we need to hold him accountable for it. Finally, to face reality, like you said, dog. Like we talked about, Baker needs to face some reality. He's no longer starting quarterback in the NFL, in my opinion. This is his last year to prove it, if he is.
One thing I wanted to ask you guys too, and Vib, you can answer this first. Do you guys think if there was a different QB in Cleveland, do you guys think it would be a completely different scenario right now? Because I do. Just looking at that team around him, say Odell stayed and say that there was just a different QB, like say God forbid somebody like Matt Stafford last year gets traded to Cleveland out of the blue. They're just done with Baker. They want to go for a Super Bowl this year, kind of like the Rams. Unexpected. What do you think, Vib? Do you think if there was a different QB there, do you think it would be a different outcome in Cleveland?
For sure. Because some quarterbacks just take a different situation altogether to blossom. Like Matthew Stafford, we knew how good he was. I mean, we knew he was good in Detroit, we didn't know he was this good until he came to the Rams. So sometimes it's situation. So I definitely agree with what you're saying there. Sometimes it's situation and sometimes it's just the quarterback and even being in a good situation. Because like we gave Baker a pass in 2019 when he threw 23 touchdowns and 20 interceptions. And we were like, oh, you know what? It was Freddie Kitchens coaching. It was the right plays not being called. It was blah 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 blah. It was the offensive line being bad. Give him a good offensive line. Give him Kevin Stefanski as head coach. Heck, like get have Kareem Hunt the whole season. Blah blah blah. Get an even better defense. And like there's still gonna be this competitive team that won't take that next step that they should be with all the pieces that are around them, and that is because of Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. What do you think, Jay?
Well, I'll agree with all the football stuff that Viv said and what you were saying, dog, kind of on, would they be better quarterback? I definitely think they'll be better. But I think this is the thing. Besides Tom Brady, I'm going to throw Tom Brady out of the equation. It feels like you can't really win, and LeBron James, of course, in Cleveland with the Cavs, but it feels like you can't win in Cleveland. It just feels like no matter who you really have, they're just not that team. I don't know what it is. Cleveland's not a winning city. They don't win championships, in my opinion. Tom Brady went to the Bucs. That's a team that was a losing franchise historically as well, the most losingest franchise ever. Tom Brady went there. He changed it. So the Browns, in my opinion, would need a Tom Brady-like or LeBron James-like figure on their sports team to win a championship. I don't think it would take a Matthew Stafford because I think LA is it's a whole different scenario. It's a whole different beast. In my opinion, if they had Matt Stafford, they'd probably be a playoff team for sure this year, and they'd probably make it to the AFC Championship maybe. But I wouldn't really consider them contenders. Like I haven't. Like I know, dog, you've been on this with me all year. I've been saying I don't consider the Browns a Super Bowl contender. I've never have, even though they went far last year. I thought it was a fluke. So I don't see it happening. Unless they get Tom Brady, maybe Aaron Rodgers even. We're talking about, those tiered quarterbacks. Outside of it, I don't even think Aaron Rodgers could do it, but a top tier quarterback at the least they would need, in my opinion, for that to be like a big change, like a situation change. That's just my opinion.
Stafford, could he do it?
I don't think Stafford could do it.
Wow. Oh,
that's bold.
What do you think, Viv?
And I love Stafford. I'm Rams and Stafford all day, but not in Cleveland.
That is definitely bold. I mean, I do think that the Rams situation is a little bit better than the Browns, but I would still say Stafford would make them a better team.
No, for sure.
Think about it.
No, for sure.
They are already a divisional round team with Baker Mayfield at quarterback. If they had Matthew Stafford, I could still see them. I could see them probably making the Super Bowl. I don't know if winning would be in the question, but making, I can see.
You guys know what's kind of crazy too?
What was that?
I forgot. I was like, I wonder what Stafford would look like playing with Odell. We're going to get to see how that plays out. So I guess we'll really see throughout the season how this plays out. One thing I wanted to talk about too with my NBA guys. So I actually caught up on some NBA news. LeBron got into a fight. It was like basketball turned into hockey, man. I was zoned in. They both got suspended for 3 games, I saw, right?
Yeah,
LeBron got 1 and Stewart got 2.
Yeah.
Do either one of you guys, Jay, I want you to tell me a story. I want you to tell me and Vib. I want you to make it interesting. I want you to tell us exactly what happened in this fight because I do not know what started it. I just saw it on SportsCenter on my phone. So tell me, in your words, like a storyteller, what happened in this fight?
All right, so this is what happened. 2 grown, strong men at the free throw line. You know what I'm saying? They're waiting whatever for the free throw to miss. LeBron James, tries to get some positioning or whatever he was doing, and he just goes and gives you the John Bowden Jones UFC spinning elbow to the face with the fist, and he smacks his guy and it's a gash, like I think it was like somewhere around his eye area right here. So Isaiah Stewart, obviously, as any man I think would do or should do, went up and talked to him about like, hey man, you can't be disrespecting me in front of my people like this, right? And then LeBron was like, trying to tell him, I don't know what he was trying to say really, but it looked like he was trying to like de-escalate Stewart because I think LeBron knew what was coming. Then they started holding Isaiah Stewart back because what happened was he started like feeling the blood, because if you've seen the clip, half of his face was bloody by the time
oh my god, he was so bloody. He was like gushing blood. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and
the last time I saw that was when like Kawhi got hit in the mouth.
And I don't even think that compare. Like, I think this is like, to me, the only time I can compare that is like UFC fight or like the WWE where they're just the guys are just like drenched in blood after like a Hell in a Cell match or something like that. Like it was insane. So when he's seen that and he felt that, then he wanted to fight. And at that point, when he wanted to fight, you know what I'm saying, there was too many people like separating them, and he broke loose like multiple times. But LeBron kept hiding behind refs and kind of like running away, walking away, and then Anthony Davis kind of stepped in. So there was one time he actually, I don't know if you guys seen this clip. You watch it if you haven't. But long story short, Isaiah Thomas breaks through like 5 guys. He's out here like a running back, like just breaking tackles. And then Anthony Davis is right there. LeBron James is between the ref, and he sees him breaking those tackles, and he runs away. You can't see him because he goes off camera after he starts like kind of like walking, running away, however you want to say it. So long story short, LeBron, you started something, man up and finished it. Meet me by the bus, meet me in the back, catch me outside if I'm Isaiah Stewart, because I want all the smoke with LeBron if I'm Isaiah Stewart after that hit. Anyway, there you go. So there was a long 5-minute version of that.
That was good. I liked it. What do you think, Viv? Did you like it?
Yeah, I loved it. Dude, I honestly don't really have anything else to add.
Yeah.
I will add this, though, Viv. I want to add this as far as an opinion side of this. I think that, and I think Kenny the Smith said this on TNT, Kenny the Jet Smith said that if it wasn't LeBron James, it probably would have been a lot harsher penalty on LeBron. He probably would have got like 8 games or something like that. But the NBA protects their superstars, and LeBron is probably, if not the biggest superstar in the NBA, one of the biggest superstars. He only got 1 game. I think it's crazy how the victim, the guy who looked like he just lost the MMA fight, is the one that got 2 games when the guy who hit him only got 1. So I don't know if you guys want to talk about how you guys feel about that. Do you guys agree, disagree? But I thought that was kind of crazy. I thought LeBron was going to get I thought he was going to get 4. I think he was going to get the full 8 or more. But I thought he'd get 4. And I thought Isaiah would get like 1 for reacting. But I thought that was pretty crazy.
I did not, because it's impossible to tell, given any angle, if LeBron's intentions were clear. So I think that the 1 is fair. But the fact that Isaiah Stewart by that point had already been like, he had already probably been given a T or ejected or something like that. And then like he kept on trying to like run after LeBron. And even after he went into the tunnel, he tried to run after LeBron. I think that is kind of warranted of a longer suspension. I'm not gonna lie.
I respect it.
Yeah, it was like crazy. Like look, from an outside opinion on somebody that doesn't watch the NBA a lot, I watch Sixers games a lot, like especially when it's like a good game. So I'll probably watch like throughout a month, maybe 2 or 3 Sixers games, like once a week. My point being that is I don't watch a lot of NBA. So when I was scrolling through my Instagram like yesterday or whatever, when it came up, I was like, oh my God, the NBA went WWE. This is sick. Like, I'm excited. It's entertaining. Like, I don't know. But yeah, Jay, I mean, you took the words right out of my mouth. Moving on to our next topic, and this is really our main topic of the night, so we can spend some time on this, guys. Something I really want to have a serious discussion about. But do you guys think it's time to start considering Jonathan Taylor top tier? I think before, and you guys can say what you want after this, but I think before Jonathan Taylor was a tier below top tier, like above average running back. I think now he's top tier. What do you guys think?
Absolutely, he's top tier. I think that he is the 2nd or 3rd best running back in football, only behind Derrick Henry. I think him and Chubb are a tie. He definitely wins durability over Chubb.
Yeah.
It's just I think Chubb is slightly better of a pure runner, but I mean, if we're talking about durability, then JT is more durable than Chubb and is on pace to, or he's already passed Derrick Henry in terms of rushing yards. But I mean, but JT is insane with a lot less carries as well.
Yeah, I'll say something. I talked about this yesterday a little bit, but yeah, this year, like fantasy football wise, Dawson Knox, Derrick Henry, and Jonathan Taylor were the guys that I was just going crazy for, grabbing them any chance I could. I read analytics the preseason back in early June saying that this was analytically supposed to be Jonathan Taylor's breakout year, and it sounded kind of like a conspiracy theory when I read these numbers and things like that. But it was just compiling things when guys had their breakout years previously and why it was going to be his. And I kind of bought all into it because I liked Jonathan Taylor last year. I thought he was great last year. I thought at the end of fantasy drafts, I thought I had bought into it way too much because I had him on way too many of my teams. But now that you're seeing it actually happen in game, as opposed to just what numbers say, I think we're seeing the best running back that we've seen in a while. up there with Derrick Henry, like Viv said. Derrick Henry is hurt now, so I think he's kind of carried the crown. And the thing that Derrick Henry had that was kind of his knock on him, I think, was that he hadn't really, at least I don't want to say this fully, but his playoff performances are not consistently great. And I think if Jonathan Taylor can make the playoffs this year and really do that, he can become like an all-time player if he keeps it up for the next 4 years or something. Like even if he kept it up for like if he had 3 solid years, 1 Super Bowl win, you're looking at like a guy that we look at like a Marshall Faulk or something like that in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like he could be that next like big name that in 20 years we look back and be like, you remember Jonathan Taylor? I think he has that potential. That might be a hot take, but I really believe in Jonathan Taylor. So taking that to the next level for you, dog.
Yeah.
I see Mike with the hot take. Eckler at number 7. I love Austin Eckler, and he's been an amazing fantasy force, I gotta say.
Yeah, 41
that's
points
an
on Sunday
interesting
night.
take. I would, if I looked at that, I mean, what I'll say about JT real quick, I'll just keep it real quick. You guys took the words right out of my mouth. He's a young player. I'm excited to see what he can do. Moreover, I'm excited to see what he can do with Carson. But I think the thing I agree with a lot is what Jay just said, that if Jonathan Taylor can do this for 4 years in a row and just make the playoffs consistently, he could be one of those guys that we talk about for a while. Like, look at some of the past running backs, like Adrian Peterson. He was in the playoffs years for your Vikings, Viv, and made you guys competitive. If Jonathan Taylor can make the Colts competitive in games and make them Super Bowl contenders, and not like my Eagles that are just going to go to the playoffs this year and lose first round. Like, if he can seriously be like a guy that you're like, the Colts might win this game all throughout the playoffs, which I think Adrian Peterson did the same thing. That's a great comparison. He could be a guy we talk about as a decade back of the 2020s. I mean, we talk about guys from the 2010s, Adrian Peterson, Marshawn Lynch,
DeMarco Murray.
Yes, that's a great
DeMarco
one.
Murray's a guy that sticks in my mind too. Yeah.
But you talk about guys like
Not
that,
really.
you know what I mean? And it's just like he could be one of them. So I agree with that, Jay. But long story short, if I had to rank these guys, and then I want you both to do it, Henry 1, Chubb 2. I like Chubb's durability, whoever said that. That's a great point. 3, I would actually, I'd probably put Cook. And then 4, I'd actually put Kamara. And then 5, I'd put Taylor. And then 6, I'd put CMC. And that's such a hot take. I know it is right now. I just don't see CMC ever coming back. I never really liked him because he's so injury prone, and I just think don't be shocked if the Panthers try to trade CMC and like some draft picks for Deshaun Watson. I would not be shocked if that happened.
Dang.
But what do you guys think? Jay, you can take this first if you want.
All right, let's see if I got it right. I'm trying to see if I have this all this better. But if I got it right, I'm taking Derrick Henry first still, even though he's hurt, and but just going off what we have, Derrick Henry first. I'm taking Jonathan Taylor second. Then I'm gonna go ahead and take Alvin Kamara. Then I'm gonna take Dalvin Cook, even though we don't know what's going on with him. I think everything should be okay though. Dalvin Cook next. Then I'll probably still go CMC 5 and then Chubb 6. But CMC is injury prone. He's always getting hurt. He doesn't look like he's gonna be very durable. He's kind of a smaller guy, so that's my rankings. That's what I'm gonna go with right now.
What do you think, Vib?
Number 1, Derrick Henry. Chubb and Taylor tied for 2. Number 4, Dalvin Cook. Number 5, I'd probably go CMC, and number 6, Alvin Kamara.
That's fair. So we're all pretty much the same order. Mike said CMC's already back. I know he is. I don't know. I don't think that the guy is all that he's cracked up to be. I just think like backs like that in the NFL that play that style like don't last forever. Like Derrick Henry, I don't know how the hell his like style lasts that long, but it works for him just because he's such a big body. CMC doesn't have the same body that Henry has. So I don't know. That's what I think about
We've
that.
seen it 2 years in a row. It might happen again, unfortunately. I mean, we wouldn't want injuries to happen to anybody, but it just seems like something that's going to keep happening to him, unfortunately.
Yeah. But back to Jonathan Taylor. I mean, I think that guy's got a lot of potential to be a decade back. I mean, especially one thing we didn't even talk about, guys, is that line that he's behind. Like once Quentin Nelson comes back, Like, I think, is Nelson still injured or is he's back, right?
I thought he got re-injured like last Sunday. I'm not sure if he's back though. I think I don't know. We have to find that out.
He
He
didn't
might
go to
be.
practice. He didn't go to practice today, but
Once he's back, though, like healthy, I mean, like fully healthy, once Carson Wentz settles in that offense and he becomes a threat with his arm, I think Jonathan Taylor's going to break off some long runs, some of the Hall of Fame runs, per se, that AP had. You know, like once you had a certain player come in at QE, you can have those runs open up that get you Adrian Peterson type of runs where you're on your own 10-yard line and the guy takes it 90 yards to the house. So I wouldn't be shocked if Jonathan Taylor becomes a decades back. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that, at least looking at the pieces on offense, do you guys think that they need more help at wide receiver for that to happen? Do you think that they're ready now? What do you think, Vib?
I mean, they probably do need wide receiver help in the near future. Pittman's playing great though.
True.
So
I think they're ready now. I think that they got what they need right now to make a
and
run.
I'd probably say like one more linebacker and one more D lineman would make the team really, really good. And I think that they have the cap space to do it. So
Yeah, I hear you. What were you saying though, Jay?
Oh no, I mean I was just saying I think they're ready now to make a run. I think Jonathan Taylor's ready to go. I think the offensive line, you said Nelson when he's healthy, it's going to be solid for him. I think Carson Wentz. I think we talked about this a lot. No, I know you like Carson Wentz too. I think Carson Wentz is a great fit there. I think he can play there for years to come. Viv made a good point on defense, but as far as the offense goes, I think they're ready. Yeah, anyone could use another receiver for sure, but they have their wide receiver one in Michael Pittman, and they have some complementary pieces outside that aging T.Y. Hilton. They got Paris Campbell, speedster when he gets back. So I think they have the pieces they need to make a run, and for Jonathan Taylor to blossom and bloom in that offense. In my opinion, that's what I think is going to happen. I think they're going to make a run this year in the playoffs if they make it, but I think they will. So
True. One thing I wanted to ask you guys, this is a question I had. I want to try to do more questions on here and try to keep it a topic because it is up for debate. Sorry. Anyway, the point is, I wanted to ask you guys, I was thinking about it this weekend. Who won the Eagles-Cardinals trade for Zach Ertz? Do you guys have any suggestions on that? Do you guys have anything you want to say? Like, do you guys think, like, just initial thoughts? You don't have to analyze too much into it, but what do you guys think? Do you guys think that was something that the Cardinals won or the Eagles won?
No, I'm gonna give you a short answer because I know you're an Eagles fan, but the only player or anything I remember from that trade is Zach Ertz, and he was balling last week or whatever this past week for the Cardinals in their win. So I'm gonna have to go Zach Ertz because I forgot what they got, like a 5th round pick I think out of that. I don't even remember what they got.
A 5th. You're right. A 5th round pick and a cornerback named Tay Gowan or something. Tay McGowan.
We don't know how to say his name. Zach Ertz. I mean, the Cardinals definitely won that trade. We can't even say the guy's name that they got back.
I don't even know. That tells you something. Apparently, the guy is like impressive. Like a lot of people think that he's gonna be somebody, but we'll see.
I'll tell you this. Hey, no one ever said his name's like Jalen, like Ramsey or I can't say Ramsey. I don't know. Like no one's ever said that. If you're good, you don't know how to say their name. You know, you know what I'm saying? I'm just messing with you, dog. But the point is that I think most people in America wouldn't know this guy or know his name or know who he is. So I mean, he can't prove the doubters wrong, and I'm rooting for him, whoever he is. But yeah, I think Zach Ertz is a household name. He still has a lot left. But in defense of the Eagles and you still have Dallas Goedert, so that's why they got rid of him because they already have their guy at tight end. So it didn't really affect the Eagles too much, but I think it definitely helped the Cardinals. So win-win for both teams, really. But I'll say the Cardinals won the trade overall.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. In my opinion, I would say that the Cardinals 100% won. Ertz for a 5th is a steal. When it happened, I was like, what the like, you know what I mean? The point for me mainly being is I like when the Eagles had 2 tight end sets for Jalen Hurts with Goddard and Ertz. I love that formation. I think it was beneficial for us. So seeing that they changed it kind of shocked me. I'm not going to lie to you guys. But I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day. You guys know. I'm going to say that the Cardinals 100% won, though. What do you think, Viv? Who do you think won out of this scenario? Birds or Dirty Birds?
I'm forgetting what the Eagles gave up for him.
A 5th-round pick and a cornerback named Tay Gowan.
Oh no, I'm sorry, the Cardinals. Other way around. My bad. But oof. I would say then I'd probably say Arizona. Arizona's using him right. The Eagles were not using him right, and Dallas Goedert had clearly emerged as the tight end one. So it was in their best interest to trade him.
Yeah, I just don't see value in a 5th-round pick, really. For somebody like Ertz that I think can still be, like, even the game before we traded him, he caught a touchdown. And he had, like, 40 yards with, like, 3 catches. Like, he was still productive 100%. That, I don't know. That's kind of just my main play with it. We got Tony Tucker here saying Zach Ertz is the winner. He gets away from the chaos of the Eagles organization.
Oh,
Thank
geez.
you, Tony. Thank you. I appreciate that.
That's tough.
It is chaotic. Don't get me wrong. I think as long as Jeffrey Lurie's our owner, but that's something we'll talk about on our next show. 302 Birds. Anyways, yeah, it's awful in my opinion. I think we got finessed. But moving on to our next topic because I don't want to talk too much on the Eagles. So I saw a stat today or a story that actually said the Bengals have the largest, like it's a stat that basically called the biggest growth in the NFL in ticket sales. So it's basically a team that goes like 0 to 60 really quick, like a team that goes from no sales to a lot of sales super fast. And the Bengals are the leading team in the NFL for that. Do you guys think with the Bengals' steady growth in ticket sales, that translates to steady growth on the Bengals offense? Do you guys see the Bengals sticking around as a team that's going to be as good as they are this year every year? Or do you guys think that this is a one and done kind of thing? Kind of like the Panthers in 2015. What do you think, Viv? Do you think that this is a one and done for Cincinnati or?
Depends on who they play. I'd probably say yeah, but next year it won't be. They'll just keep adding more pieces. I mean, they're a young team. They don't have too many bad contracts to deal with, which is good. So
That's true. What do you think, Jay?
Well, I think ticket sales is kind of like it kind of a lot to unpack, but ticket sales equals the team being better, obviously, of course. But also, I think when more money is going into the team and more people are watching, more people are buying tickets, I think that only helps the team be successful because that's good for the league. The league wants teams that people obviously want to watch. The league doesn't want a team in the playoffs that no one wants to watch, obviously. So it only means good things for the Bengals. And I think that when you have Joe Burrow, who I know it's crazy to say he just missed this, like most of the season last year with the ACL injury, but I think he's a guy that can stay healthy for a long period of time and that the Bengals can really build around their franchise quarterback, and he can really be that guy. A lot of people love Joe Burrow since LSU, and I know you're LSU guys. So people who I know don't even like LSU were big on Joe Burrow in college. So I think they have the piece of Jamar Chase is really fun. I love watching Jamar Chase. Love his personality with Joe Burrow. I love it all. So I think casual fans are attracted to that. Obviously, the fans in Cincinnati, Ohio, and the surrounding areas are attracted to that. So I think it's going to be finally, actually, for Cincinnati, because it's been a long time, they're finally going to have some kind of prominent role in the NFL where they're going to be making the playoffs on a somewhat consistent basis for the next 5 to 6 years plus. So that's what I'd like to see. They're going to be in the conversation, the playoff race for the next few years coming up, and for a while with Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, there's just going to be more and more hype surrounding the team, and like people in. I'd also say like people from like the middle because. People I know from Ohio, like Ohio's pretty split among Cincinnati and Cleveland fans. So, I mean, who knows? That middle part of Ohio could even start to attract some more Bengals fans.
Well, I'll tell you this to Vip's point. If I was in Cleveland, Ohio, downtown Cleveland, in the center, right next to the arena, right next to the stadium, all that, and I had Baker Mayfield or Joe Burrow, I'm taking a road trip to go see the Bengals play football over watching Baker Mayfield and the Browns.
I don't know about all that because the Browns are overall a better team than the Bengals. But, like, I mean...
Yeah,
I'm just saying what I would do, man.
I just think that the Bengals are in a way better QB situation. Bless you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, for sure. But I mean, overall as a team, they've still got work. I'd say the Browns are closer to being a great or like a Super Bowl team than the Bengals.
Tony's basically saying that they'll be good if they get help, and I definitely agree with that. If their offensive line, the Jamar Chase decision, I think everybody, including myself, was saying was questionable at the beginning of the season, but it's panned out pretty damn well. I'm not gonna lie.
Panned out great.
So I mean, nobody can really hate on that. But I mean, other than that, guys, that's everything I had for tonight. I know we got to cut it a little bit early because I got to give a tutorial to Josh from 302 Birds, but that's everything I had for our Thanksgiving special. Wow, tomorrow's Thanksgiving already. But thank you for everybody who tuned in. So actually, these guys know we got a new YouTube channel. You guys can subscribe to it. Up for Debate podcast. We're live on that right now. We're live on Warzone right now. Thank you to both of those pages and organizations. And thank you to the 302 Birds for letting us use their Twitter account right now to go live. Appreciate everybody that's came through. Appreciate both of these guys. If you guys want to tell them where they can find your plugs and say anything to wrap up, feel free. Show's yours, guys.
Absolutely. My TikTok's Bib the Bikes fan. And that's my only pages. This is also just all of our podcast. You go ahead, Jay.
Oh yeah, I got J100 on IG and on TikTok. I got JFly23 on IG as well, music, comedy, things like that. But we got all the sports thing right here on UFD. Streaming Tuesday, laughing quiet to myself right here on the Warzone. I'm gonna try to see if I can stream the Cal State game. After that, live stream for everyone that wants to come in and ask fantasy football questions, whatever you guys want to do in the comments, we'll be here. But yeah. Well, let's get it done. Let's get it going. You already know, Dalt. We got a lot of stuff going here on the Warzone. You the guy. Viv, you the guy too. I appreciate y'all always.
Oh, by the way, forgot to mention my Insta is Vibhav, VIBHAV_K20. Forgot to mention that.
Follow everybody. Show the accounts love. Stick around, guys, if you're watching. 20 minutes, 302 Birds is about to be going live. And subscribe to our new YouTube for Up for Debate if you guys can. Check out our TikTok. I know all three of us work very hard on it. We have a ton of fun on there. There's great content. I know you guys will love it. So check us out. But without further ado, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll have a little bit of a longer episode for you guys next week. Usually try to keep around 45 minutes. Sorry we're ending this 7 minutes early, but I'm going to hit that outro.
It's up for debate.
Yeah, what up, y'all? My screen blacked out.